Hi, everybody. Dan Illman and Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Friday, May the 15th, the $75,000 Hollywood Wildcat Stakes. We're going a mile and a 16th on the main track at Gulfstream. This race for three-year-old fillies. Before we get started, I want to remind you to please try those DRF mobile pass performances. Get those classic pass performances with true mobile interactive access anywhere, anytime on your phone. You access those full cards in seconds, and you also get the exclusive lifetime buyer speed figure graph. Learn more, drf.com/MPPS. Here's the field for the Hollywood Wildcat. You can download free formulator pass performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them, handicap along with us. Two multiple graded stakes winners in this field, Mike. The 3 tonalist shape getting some significant class relief. The 8 Cheermeister trying dirt for the first time. A really interesting matchup.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of upside in this race too, Dan. A lot of lightly raised horses in here who could turn out to be pretty good. They do have tonalist shape to beat in here, and we'll see what Cheermeister does. She's an underrated horse on turf, but she's a big question mark on this surface.
What we do know about Cheermeister is that she is very fast from the gate. And I have to admit, I'm a little bit surprised taking a look at the Timeform US pace projector that they have the one Wanderlust expected to make the lead. Now, sure, Wanderlust is stretching out on several sprints, and she's been close to the pace in those sprints, but I don't think they want to take a hold of Cheermeister. From her looks of it on turf, she just wants to go.
Yeah, that is her running style. It'll be interesting to see if she can transfer her speed over to the main track. Because I agree with you, Dan. You know, Wanderlust is stretching out and has shown speed on the main track, but Cheermeister seems like a need the lead type, and I suspect they're going to try and make the front from the outside post here.
Perhaps this pace will quicken up a little bit if those two hook up early. The one is Wanderlust, and Wanderlust has disappointed in her 2 sprints over this circuit. Last time out facing a pretty decent sprinter. Bourne completed a hat trick, winning an allowance at Gulfstream with an 81 buyer. She is under the gun from the advantageous inside post, but a prolonged duel with Cheermeister in her first start around 2 turns against better horses, well, that could doom her into defeat.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it seems like if she's going to be competitive here, she's going to need to catch a lot of breaks. I thought she looked okay winning her first career start, but her last 2 races have not been good and do not make her a contender in here.
One of the lightly raced horses with plenty of upside that Mike mentioned in the opens, the number 2, that's Pleasant Orb by Kentucky Derby winner Orb out of Breeders' Cup Distaff winner Pleasant Home. And we'll watch her maiden win last time out for Barclay Tag. This was a professional performance. She's on the outside right now. She's going to take the lead. And while not a sensational victory, the horse that really fights her down on the inside came back and disappointed over a sloppy track. It was yet another step in the right direction for a horse that's moved forward incrementally from start to start. I think stretching out is something that's really going to help her out. She's bred for 2 turns.
Yeah, she's really bred to get more distance. She's a very interesting horse in here, Dan. I'm interested to see what kind of price she goes off at, because I do think she's one of the contenders of the more lightly raced horses. I liked that win that we just watched. As you say, it wasn't the most visually impressive thing, but I just thought she was really game in there. I liked that win from her. And I actually felt like she ran pretty well off the layoff 2 back as well. I don't really like the horse that beat her that day, although that filly has improved for Mike Maker. I just don't like that horse that much, but this horse was off a 6-month layoff there. I don't know. This horse is interesting in this race.
The horse to beats the 3 tonalists shape. This horse won the Forward Gal. She won the Devona Dale. Then she tasted defeat for the first time in 6 starts in the Grade 2 Gulfstream Oaks. And you could easily paint that race as with a brush of she just had no chance. There was no pace whatsoever. She was hung out very wide from an outside post. I'm a little disappointed she didn't do any running in that race. But when you give a horse like Swiss Skydiver that kind of advantage, not a lot of horses are going to beat her. Swiss Skydiver, of course, coming back to win the Fantasy with a 99 buyer.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that she had a big excuse last time. I think it's also, at least worth thinking about the fact that, that was her first time around 2 turns. And as you say, she did not run that well, even with the trip and the pace factored in. She didn't really run that well. It was a disappointing performance overall. So at a short price, I guess I wouldn't argue with anybody who just thinks, you know what, more distance didn't do her any good. And I'm willing to take a shot against her. The reality is she's way the horse to beat in here, though, based off of what she's done so far in her career.
Money Never Sleeps is the number 4. This horse has really improved since being claimed away from Todd Pletcher to Terry Pompey's barn. She's won 2 of 3 starts, including this victory against starter optional claiming foes going 7 furlongs. And she had to wait in behind horses. The pace wasn't very fast. She swings to the far outside. She collars these horses. She's a little green in the stretch, but she's going away late. And from a buyer speed figure perspective, her last race puts her at least somewhat in the mix.
Yeah, I like this performance from her. I thought she ran really well in this race, and I do think she's really improved since she's been claimed away from Pletcher. I guess that's it's one of those sort of things that doesn't make that much sense in some ways, but she's really gotten a lot better. And I think it's at least worth pointing out that maybe it just took her a while, Dan, to figure it out, because she has a really nice pedigree, and I'm not really surprised that she's been running good races lately.
Can't knock the 5, Up in Smoke. She is perfect from 3 lifetime starts. All of those races sprinting, however. The 3rd place finisher from her most recent race, the race we're going to take a look at right now, came back to run 2nd in an entry-level allowance with a 72 buyer speed figure. But Up in Smoke, she has done nothing wrong in her career. She's the kind of horse that has rallied in sprints. I'm not sure if that translates to route racing. And I look at her pedigree. Her sire, the Big Beast, was really a sprinter.
There are questions surrounding her in this race as she stretches out for the rest. I think the distance is the big question for her. I actually like all 3 of her races. If you sort of look at them on paper, you see the figures heading the wrong way, and that could maybe concern you. I don't know, Dan. I like each of her last 2 wins as well. I'm a little taken aback by the fact that she seems to have no speed anymore. She wasn't outrun in her first start. She has been outrun in her last 2 starts. That concerns me. She's pretty good, though, this horse.
Think about the pedigree of the 6, Vigilante Sway. This is a daughter of Medaglia d'Oro. The 2nd dam is Personal Ensign. This filly is a half to Mr. Speaker, a very good turf runner in his day. And let's watch Vigilante Sway's maiden win at Tampa Bay last time out. First time Lasix, 2nd lifetime start. I thought this filly did some pretty good things. She's down on the inside. She's going to have to battle. She gets the job done. It was a good performance for Vigilante Sway. Another filly that should really appreciate stretching out in distance.
Yeah, she's really bred to go long. There's a lot of it's interesting that the best foals so far from Salute have been turf horses. But there's a lot of dirt in this pedigree as well. I thought she took a nice step forward in that race that we just watched, and she got to the lead with no trouble at all, though, in that race. And, I know that there was really nothing going on behind her. The horse that finished 2nd to her, who was a big favorite there, is really not that good. That's the same horse that Wanderlust defeated in her career debut. I don't know. I think this is a pretty big test for this horse, but down the line, she's certainly a horse that you want to keep an eye on.
Dream Marie finished 3rd behind Tonalist Shape in the Devona Dale and finished just ahead of that one in the Gulfstream Oaks with a better trip than Tonalist Shape received. Dream Marie earned an 80 buyer speed figure 2 starts back. That would put her in the mix. I thought she was okay that day trying to get into it with a 4 wide bid. That being said, she has limited upside compared to some of the other horses in this race. And I wonder, maybe she's going to be more effective as a 1-turn miler.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't really have any knocks on her. Her dirt form is obviously solid. Winning the first 3 dirt starts of her career. I thought her Devona Dale was fine for what it was, considering the trip that she had in there. I thought she actually ran okay. I just thought that there were other more interesting horses in this race.
Cheermeister has won 2 graded stakes races at Gulfstream Park this year and just missed in the Sanibel Island last time out. We'll take a look at that race, and this is how she likes to run. She went right to the front. She tried to back down the pace. She tried to open up at a key moment on the turn, and she's run down by a pretty nice turf filly. This Highland Glory, I think, is going to be pretty good, and Cheermeister had to go fast the opening quarter mile to establish this lead. Now, the question is, can she transfer this good turf form to dirt? I look at her pedigree, it seems very versatile. The dam won on turf and synthetic, but she's thrown a dirt winner, and the dam's a half to a grade 3 winner on turf and a multiple grade 3 winner on dirt. So I wouldn't be surprised if she does well on this surface. I'm just not sure I want to take a short price on her doing something for the first time.
Yeah, I think we look at her the same way. I respect her a lot. She's a very underrated turf horse. It's not, she's not really my kind of horse, Dan. The better switching surfaces at what probably isn't going to be a great price. I don't think she'll be the favorite, but she's not going to be a great price in here. I would just rather look elsewhere, but I won't be surprised if she runs well in here.
Top pick time for Friday's race of the day, the Hollywood Wildcat Stakes. I'm going to stab a little bit with Pleasant Orb. I think she's gotten slightly better from start to start for Barclay Tag. I think with this inside post position, she could work out a decent enough trip in the second flight. Maybe this pace will be fast. I like the distance for her. I don't think I'm getting 10-1. I think she's going to get bet down off of that price considering her pedigree. You like Tonalist Shape a lot more than I have. You've been right concerning her a lot more than I have this year. She's the horse to beat.
Yeah, she really is. I ultimately decided not to take a shot against her. It's funny that you picked Pleasant Orb, Dan, because initially when I went through this race, I thought I was going to pick her too. I do think she's a dangerous horse in here. We'll see what kind of price she is. I'm just going to chalk it out here and take the best horse.
3427 for Mike, 2463 for me. The $75,000 Hollywood Wildcat Stakes is your feature race at Gulfstream on Friday and your DRF race of the day. Approximate post time is 5:49 Eastern. Good luck.